All right. Here we are back together again on this rainy Sunday down in South Florida. How is everyone doing? Hit the like on the way in. Kick back, relax, enjoy the festivities. Let's see what is new in online social media world. We went over to the title of the stream, right? Round Rock is not the hood. Something we're going to go over is Round Rock and how it is in fact not the hood, but it is also invisible in broader society, and that there's a lesson in that. And kind of the subtext to the thumbnail to the stream is, will they reminisce over you? Will they? I'm not sure that they will. I mean, they certainly didn't reminisce over Round Rock. I mean, I don't recall Jesse Jackson out there hooping and hollering. Hey, salute Free Zone. Hey, salute to everybody in the house. Smarty Pants, Jarrell 28, Seeking My Creator, your Free Zone Lou. Welcome. Enjoy yourselves. Yeah, did they have anything to say to or about those people? And it kind of begs the question, do black people care about black people? Do they? And I ask that honestly, as a a real question, So let's see, we're going to get started here. Let me bring up my first video.
At a Juneteenth celebration in Round Rock, police are still looking for the gunman.
The ATF is offering a $5,000 reward for any information that helps them arrest a suspect. Today, police identified the two women killed, 33-year-old Lindsay McNair from Manor and 54-year-old Ava Duke from Pflugerville. 14 others were hurt.
Police say on Saturday night, a fight between two groups at that festival turned to gunfire, and neither of the women killed had ties to either of those groups. Now we're hearing from the families of those victims.
KVU's Darrenisha Heron was at today's press conference where McNair's family spoke about their loss.
Quita, Brian, the press conference today was very emotional. The McNairs took their children to Round Rock's Juneteenth celebration last year, but this year they chose not to. A decision that shielded their children from seeing their mother's tragic death. Life for this family of four will never be as pictured again.
It took a mother who loved her family, her kids. She loved me.
Kevin McNair II, standing in front of what's left of Round Rock's Juneteenth festival, struggling to explain his wife, Lindsay McNair's last moments.
She's looking at me just.
How do you tell that to your kids? I mean, how do you tell them their mother's gone? attending a Juneteenth celebration. Gone. 3 young kids robbed of their mother. The usual suspects had nothing to say.
Kind of just like a puzzled look, like she was processing. And she said, I'm here.
16 people were shot in a mass shooting on Saturday at Old Settlers Park, but Lindsay was one of the 2 who died. And now her 3 children, 7-year-old Kinsey, 4-year-old Caro, and 1-year-old Kaya, are left without a mom. News their dad had to break on Father's Day.
Something I never thought would happen.
Kevin says Lindsay was a great attorney, but an even better mother.
Amazing. She was a genius. She grew me as well as kids. She was able to grow me as an adult.
Instead of lashing out at the person who murdered his wife, he had this message for the shooter.
I want whoever did it to grow, see somebody else that's going down the wrong path.
Even with the extra support, the McNairs' lives are changed in a way they never pictured.
As long as we stay together and unified, we'll be just fine. See somebody else.
Lindsay's absence is already being felt. Today's press conference was held up because Kevin needed someone to help him with the girl's hair to get it up to Lindsay's standards. Now they're operating on one income. If you would like to donate, just look for the story on our website, kview.com. In Round Rock, I'm Darrenisha Heron, KView News.
Darrenisha, thank you. Tonight we're also here.
You know what? I don't hope they grow. I hope they're caught. The guy's already been caught. There was another suspect. I don't know if that guy got caught. But I hope they get caught, and I hope they burn in hell. I hope they go to jail for the rest of their lives and never see the sun of free man again. That's what I hope.
Hearing from the family of Ira Duke, who was also killed on Saturday night. She was a wife, mother, soon to be grandmother. Her loved ones called her death senseless and spoke with KVU's Adam Bennett about the legacy she leaves behind.
As crews broke down the setup from the Juneteenth celebration at Old Settlers Park, there was no sign of the tragedy.
It's like a dream that I'm still living and I haven't woke up.
Now a permanent part of Christopher Duke's life.
It hurts and it's senseless. It's carelessness.
Duke and his wife of 21 years, Ira, went to Saturday's event. As Christopher Duke was leaving the restroom, he heard the sound.
Oh, that's firecrackers. What y'all running for? I casually walked back to my seat and I was flagged down that my life was injured. From that time, it was just no response and no action. And then so as everything is progressing, we try to revive. It wasn't looking good.
Duke came home and told the couple's only daughter, Alina, the news.
He had said that she got shot, and instantly, my heart it sank and it started beating like really, really fast.
Alina was just days away from her 21st birthday, pregnant with her first child, and about a week away from moving to London to join her husband.
I had already mentally prepared to leave, I guess, but I just wasn't prepared for her to leave.
Ira Duke was an administrator and founding staffer at Idea Runberg. The principal told parents in a letter that Duke was, quote, a wonderful person, loved by her family, friends, and entire Rattler family. We will miss her greatly. Duke's family says that love for her students,
It was, hey, we need you in the classroom. I'm right there.
and for them,
She would call me when I was at school just to check on me and stuff like that.
is a legacy of kindness and giving that will always be here.
This KVU's Adam Bennett reporting. In lieu of flowers, Ira's family asked that the community donate to charities she was passionate about, the Boys and Girls Club of the Austin area, or NPH USA, which supports children and young adults in Central and South America.
Gone. Just gone. Stolen from her family. And by who? By white supremacy? What? Hey, what's up, Sean 313? Did white supremacy take that woman from her family? Did it? I'm supposed to be vexed and upset about some moronic streamer who gets treated like an idiot because he's acting like an idiot. That's what I'm supposed to be upset about? That BS? Let's see, who actually took this woman from her family? Let's see. No. Oh, here we go.
Suspect is in custody.
Here we go.
In connection to the mass shooting that killed 2 people at a Juneteenth celebration in Round Rock last weekend. Now, just moments ago, few minutes ago, police held a news conference to give us an update on this case. KVU's Eric Pointer is live in Round Rock. So, Eric, tell us more about what police said in this presser.
Police say that they have made an arrest in connection to this incident. They said they have been working tirelessly to hold people accountable, and they say that this senseless tragedy was a result of 2 different groups fighting together, and 1 person from those groups have been taken into custody. We have a booking photo for 17-year-old Ricky Thompson III. He's from Manor, Texas. We know that he was picked up at around 7:30 this morning by the Lone
Oh, Manor. It figures. I got a little story about Manor.
Star Fugitive Task Force in Pflugerville, and he was immediately taken to the Williamson County Jail. Now he is being charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, so not being charged with murder yet, but that could be upgraded. He was the subject that was in that white hoodie that they gave a description of on Sunday. Now they say that they're going to have a lot of work to do. Police are still collecting evidence, and they are talking to witnesses. This is what the police chief had to say about the work they still need to do.
We have a lot of work to do. We know Ricky Thompson was not the only shooter at this event. We are still looking for other suspects. We are still continuing to gather all evidence, continue to talk to witnesses, and we'll continue to do everything that we can to bring everybody involved to justice.
Now we know that there are, again,
Weird. So Manor, actually, it's funny. My one of my buddies, his wife used to teach at Manor, white guy, and so his wife is in Manor teaching, and the students said, one of her students said, "Oh, you're the enemy." She said, "What?" "Well, yeah, you're white. You're the enemy." And she starts telling us a story, and she starts tearing up and just like, ugh. It figures that this interloper, being generous there, killed this woman and destroyed these 2 families for what? For what? It's like there is a time for choosing. The whole, and I said this before, one of the people, the kind of archetype of a person I do not trust, like at all, is a suburban pro-black for this reason. Like, no. You in here trying to cosplay oppression. And for what reason? For authenticity? Is feigning oppression, is black culture an oppression kink? Because that you can see, but when these 2 women are ripped from their families, no one cares. No one has a thing to say. It's like, no one just has anything to say. And it's this, I don't think people realize that to uplift yourself as a black person, you actually have to disavow most black people. And there's all this talk of community. There is no community. Is there? Is there a community when this woman and another mother can be gunned down and no one cares? Like how much community is that? Huh? Tell me. Please. Because, it is terrible to think that you could spend all this time, right, trying to do better for yourself, and then it all just gets snatched away because you took the time to actually build yourself a nuclear family. right? To move into a nice neighborhood, to do better for yourself. And here comes the community to murder your wife. Now, just for some context, this is Zillow, obviously. And this is Round Rock, right? Round Rock. Got one other. Okay, and so here's the median sale price of homes in Round Rock, $416,282. So you spent that much money to come to a better neighborhood, that better for your family, get into a better school system, and then let's celebrate Juneteenth. And then who comes to kill you? Ricky Thompson comes to kill you. That's not all. No one will care. For all the supposed community talk, you will be invisible. You'll just be another dead person. So I'll start believing in community when you start caring about Black people. When Black people actually start caring about Black people. When your actions match your words. No. But the paragon of caring about Black people is the guy who can't open a school, who's got 2 baby mamas, trying to dick police all of Black men. Nah. Hey, I'm gonna come over here to Round Rock. Been working hard at Dell. And I'm just like, hey, we get for $480. Thank goodness. I'm gonna put my family in a winning position. Maybe I can even send them to a public school that isn't gonna turn them into a retard. Wow. Oh, Juneteenth. Oh, buddy, let's go celebrate it. Oh no. Now we're dead. You've built this life for yourself, and now your wife's dead. And your children don't have their mother. And you know why people don't care? Is because they haven't invested in themselves. They haven't built anything. They don't have. They didn't do a damn thing for themselves, and so they don't mind taking it from you. You not having anything doesn't matter. You not having anything. I mean, so let's see. Let's see. What does Twitter actually care about? What is it? What do they care about? Let's see. Since it isn't Black moms gunned down by miscreants, it's not that. Right? What could it be? Let's see. Where is it? Let me try to find it here. Thought I had it queued up. Oh, and then King Randall had a nice little. Had a nice little intro if you hadn't seen it. This is the community. Let's read this. Bro, I've been stopped trying to save the race. This is truly special ed. These random bras just pulled up in front of our students and started the BS. They stayed for like 2 minutes and drove off. I asked them to leave originally. This was a school for girls and men. This was a school for girls, and men got out shaking their they and everyone would care. We live in clown world. And I told King Randall, I told him, when they come. They're gonna come for the boys. All right, this is black people supporting black people. Where was Umar Johnson? Where was Corey Bush or Ben Crump? They don't care. I mean, fucking animals. You know? No, they are not the hood, Jules. Hey, salute to Jules, D. Scott, Deacon Dave, salute to Pablo. Thanks for making the fellas hit the like button on your way in. You know, people pay good money to be there. And this guy, I told King Randall, take them to the suburbs. You know why? Because these fools would not have the guts to go into the suburbs and do this. Right? They would not. This is the tip of the iceberg. Right? Worse is coming. Which is unfortunate, but I mean, hey. He knows he could have gone to the suburbs. Matter of fact, he and I went back and forth about that on Twitter, but hey, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Oh, here we go. So what is a priority for the community? So here's Tariq Nasheed. A German suspected white supremacist was gasps, disrespectful, and dismissive when a black streamer, iShowSpeed, showed interest in purchasing his car. Some people believe that German man assumed slow speed could not afford the car. The German man is well aware he can afford it. How does he know he's well aware he can afford it? Do you know who this buffoon is? I don't. Anybody? Anybody in the chat, raise your hand. You heard of this guy? You know? Is this Mika Hakkinen or something? I don't know. He is well aware he can afford it. It's relatively common for European-based brands to forfeit a potential sale to a black person for the perceived sake of negative brand association. Really? Really? You think that's true? You think that's true? The mistake black people make is purchasing overpriced products from anti-black racists as a way to prove them that they can afford it. Oh. Or maybe black people are suckers. And these quote-unquote luxury brands aren't actually luxury brands. Right? They're community brands. And what they do is they just have to put a white person on it and then let rappers advertise it. And these chimps will buy it. Maybe that's what it is.
X boat. Huh? Oh, my fault.
It might be his car.
Is this yours?
Yes.
Huh? Oh, my fault. I'm sorry. My fault. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's what I mean. Hey, I'm looking. Hey, look though. I can buy this? Huh? I can buy this?
If you can.
You selling it?
You read?
How many miles on it?
Can you read?
Oh, it says it? Oh. Bro, I don't see miles.
90,000.
Huh?
Last line.
Yeah, I'm being serious. I'm just interested in buying this car. Is this street legal?
Can you see the numbering?
Damn, this guy's a asshole. Okay. God damn. All right. And it's going for 75,000, right? Yeah. All right. That's what it says. Okay. Can I test drive it to see if I like it? No. Just around a. Okay. Well, how much did you buy this for? How much did you buy this for? Like when you first bought it?
I think we stop here.
Huh?
I think we stop here.
You stop here. Now he's asking you how much did you buy it for
I'm
when you bought it.
yeah, I'm actually how much you bought it for.
Then you drop the price down.
Yeah, bro, I'm serious. I'm not trolling. Like, I'm trying to buy it. I got the money.
He wants serious. He wants serious buy it.
Yeah, I'm serious though. Why do you think I'm not? I'm serious. How much did you buy it for? You don't want to sell it to me? Okay, then just say that. Well, I mean, you got it for sale, bro. Okay. What the hell's wrong with that dude, bro? How you gonna be selling a card? I'm asking. All right, bro. That guy is fucking an asshole.
Eye-watering oppression right there. Are you okay in the chat? Are you guys okay? Are you okay? I mean, personally, I'm traumatized. I mean, I'm going to be up tonight looking for a cross on my lawn because, I mean, my God, what kind of world do we live in? I mean, good God. It's almost like there's a deficit of actual oppression, and we need to turn social interactions had by morons into cause du jour while we ignore the deaths of black mothers at the hands of other black people. Huh? And just to give you a background, here's what this dude is like.
Let's go. About to get this waffle. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Belgians. A fucking idiot. An idiot. Nah, bro. This ain't it. You know, and Hood touched on this in one of his streams. Like, there is this built-in thing where being an irritant is somehow some sort of cultural marker or something, or, you know, like, what is this? You know, I mean, and it's a, you know, it's a reward system, right? You act like this online and people send you money. I'm willing to bet you this guy's a millionaire. No doubt. I would not, if someone's like, oh, this guy's a millionaire, I'd be like, yep. Yep, not surprised. You know, not surprised at all. And his audience is children. And that's who absorbs this, are kids. And so when your kids end up acting a fool in school, well, guess what? Guess what? They're not millionaires though. They're not millionaires. This guy is, but your kid won't be. They'll just be an imbecile working fast food in their freaking 30s. That's what you're going to get. Anywho. But yeah, this is what's really important. You know, this is what's really important. A suspected, you know what, one of these days, Tariq Nasheed is going to get hoisted on his own petard with this suspected white supremacist. Because I could easily see you trying to answer this in court. Well, who suspected this man of being a white supremacist? Can you point to that? No? Oh, okay. Well, this other person you called a suspected white supremacist. Can you substantiate who suspected them? And then on and on and on and on and on. Because this is like a legal protection word, which, I mean, it's only going to protect you so much. So, yeah. So you spend $420,000 median to get away from this, and then you go to a Juneteenth celebration. And let's take a look at that. Let's see. There was a flyer. Where's the flyer? I had the flyer up. Oh, darn it. Darn it, I can't see. Where did that flyer go? Darn it. I thought I had it up. But yeah, this is Old Settlers Park. And Round Rock is nice, man. I mean, I got to admit, I took this personally because I lived in Austin for a few years and I've been to Round Rock many times. And it's a very nice place to be honest. It is, at least when I was there before this current boom, it was real nice. It might be a little more crowded now, I'm not sure, but Old Settlers Park was dope. Round Rock Donuts was fantastic. You know, it was great. It's great. And you can see that, you know, people are, you know, make much to do about the evil intent of the white people from the pro-blacks, but even the black people as a minority in that city, the police chief's black. You know, there's no act like there's a bunch of racial strife up there. There isn't. It just isn't. So darn it, I had the flyer. So it's actually a really nice place, man. I've been to the baseball games up there. Fantastic. Tons of fun. Drank way too much light beer. And had a blast, man. You know, Austin is just, the area is nice. I mean, it's crowded in the city. The city is dink heavy, but all in all, you know, especially during the tech boom, I mean, everybody had a job. So, you know, there wasn't really a whole lot of crime. What passed for the hood was kind of laughable. You know, they have to have some strife. So they're whining about gentrification, you know, as if it isn't, you know, people making the neighborhood better. You know. Shoot. It would have really. Oh, here we go. Yeah, here. Okay. Yeah, man. And why is Juneteenth not red, white, and blue? Like the actual flag is red, white, and blue. Anyway, but yeah, it was very communita oriented, and you know, SKC had a good question. You know, was it always like this? Or that question came up on his panelists. Was Juneteenth always like this? Was it, you know, an OJ's cover band, right, or somebody doing old Motown the day before? Because this looks like it would attract the community. And if these guys are coming from Maynard, that's exactly what it did. And so I guess the message is, look, you cannot have common cause. You can't, for your own sake. Or else you're just dead and nobody cares. Little Ricky Thompson, you know, can take your wife away from you. And these guys are pretty magnanimous, I got to say. I'm not.
We're not going to win.
I'm not.
On Saturday, June 5th.
You know. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. I just got to hear this man again.
She's given me much more than I could believe I deserve or would have. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. She forced me to grow as a man, as a person. So much so I had to meet her. By her greatness, she pushed me to be great. I didn't want to hold her back at all by me slacking. So I made sure I did everything I had to do to satisfy my wife in every way, spiritually, emotionally. Otherwise, okay. Now my family is left with a void, one that can't be filled. And we have to adjust to a new norm, a new normal. Don't know how exactly, but we will. As long as we stay together and unified, we'll be just fine. With the Most High guiding us and me, I'll make sure that we don't let Lindsay down.
This man did not deserve this. And this family did not. And those babies did not. So I mean, I just don't care, man. I don't care about your feelings. I don't care about this idea that the problem inherent in Black people is some sort of external force. I don't, because that's a lie. Because when Black people try to do better, it is Black people who will be their worst enemies. It's not some mysterious man behind the curtain. It is not it is not, quote unquote, the system. Because if you actually look at the system, who is it? It's a bunch of Black people running it. It's a bunch of Black people running it. Who's running Baltimore into the ground? It surely isn't white people. In a state controlled by Democrats, Black people are like half the party, even with a Black governor. And here's the sick thing is, these people are so into
So real quick,
so into supremacy porn that this is, when it first happened, this is what came out. Last night in Round Rock, Texas, there was another white guy that was successful in shooting up a Juneteenth celebration. Round Rock? Round Rock. Like they wanted this to be a white guy. And when it isn't, oh well, it's just another body. Just another body. It's okay. No biggie. No biggie at all. And yeah, it's crazy. And I commented on King Randall, right, in that one situation. So that one clip of him, it's the whole thing. All the talking points come out. Skipping over this is towards the bottom. Let's see. Skipping over the points of whose job it actually is to clean the streets and teach the kids to read, underpaid teachers, while also making an extremist straw man that I never mentioned. You can never make it seem like I'm saying something I'm not, my guy. And that's the reaction. That's the reaction to a man who is putting it all on the line to help Black boys. All right. So his comment, bro, I've been stopped trying to save the race. This is truly special ed. These random bras pulled up in front of our students and started this BS. They stayed for like 2 minutes and drove off. I asked them to leave originally. Yada, 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 right? This coon ass mentality. Every race has flawed humans, in bold letters. because they're human. Ignorance, evil, degeneracy isn't owned or exhibited by just one race. It's not. I don't think anybody said it was. Get off your knees for white people. Oh, and speak to on the individuals instead of the quote unquote race. Yeah, I think people are in a little bit of denial, you know. I think they're in denial. It's just, and well, it's a straw man because no one said nobody else does it. No one said nobody else does this. It is just over freaking represented. You know, somebody must have, the right song must have came on, right? Because the right song comes on and then the ass just start moving. You know, is it really? Is it really that King Randall is trying to make it seem like the whole race is doing it? Or is this something that we see somebody doing? Because obviously the whole race isn't doing it. Obviously. Right? Because you have these people. So it's obviously not the whole race, but it's definitely a lot. And it can't, there is no common ground or community with these people. It is the community for a reason and not the community. People who use the word community are, I hear it all the time in Twitter spaces, online, you know, on YouTube. They talk about the community, and these will be people that aren't married with no kids, or they've had kids out of wedlock, weren't married. You know, talking about the community, like, no, dude, no. Until you have to make those real decisions for your wife and your kids and your family, and you put in the work. You put in the work to get that, and then you have to deal with the ultimate consequences thereof. You understand? Then you could say, okay, this is, I've done something different. I've had to make real decisions with and real consequences for people that depend on me. All right. Other than that, you're just talking, because I hear a lot of talk. You know, I hear a lot of useless opinions about people should do this or people should do that and yada, 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 in which there are no consequences. You know, you haven't had to subject someone else to that. And until you have, I mean, just is what it is. You know, you can have an opinion, but it's like Umar Johnson. How the hell do people listen to Umar Johnson? How? Right? 2 baby mamas. Like, isn't married, isn't trying to get married. I mean, and doesn't have to, honestly. He's got a whole infrastructure that will keep him paid till he is an old man. And that's it. Right? The people with the oppression kink can keep him going. Can keep him going for sure. Yeah, man. Like, what else is important besides dead black women? Right? I made this post. This was recently. Okay, sundown towns are everywhere. I don't know if y'all saw this, but let's.
I've been with FedEx for 6 years now, and it just shocks me that in 2024, I'm still being told that there are certain towns that I can't deliver in. And when I ask why, they say they're sorry that people are the way they are, but I can't deliver there. And it's crazy because when I first started at FedEx in 2018, and my supervisor there, I was in Springfield, Illinois, and she told me, like, you can't go there. And I was like, huh? She's like, you can't go there. And I ain't too much think of it. And so I was delivering one day in a different town, and I had a late pickup. So I had a few hours to spare. So I'm like, I'll just drive over to the next town. It's like 12 minutes away. Like, I'll just go to the Walmart. You can always fill time at Walmart. I drive over to the Walmart. I walk in, and the looks I got made me immediately turn around, go back to my truck and drive, the little 12, 13 minutes back to the town that I was in. And I parked in an abandoned parking spot, and I just sat in that abandoned parking spot for like 2.5 hours. And yeah, she's like, I'm sorry, but that's just the way they are. And then when I went to Wisconsin, I was cool. I always delivered to the rural areas, but then I had a guy, talk to me crazy, like just real crazy. Anywho, and now I'm here, and it's a route that I can't do because I'm Black. And it's not because I can't do the route, it's because of how the people in that town act, or how drivers have been treated in that town, the same color as me. So now they just stick to putting people in that town that look like those people. And that's so crazy because it's 2024. It's so crazy. But yeah, it's crazy.
Oh man, what can you do now? That's what I said, juke joint. So my comment was, now have you seen they'll show a delivery driver and a white guy, and he's like, I don't give a and they go, oh my God, you can't go anywhere in America. And I'll take things that didn't happen for 600, Alex. So this went, 31 retweets.
I've been with FedEx for
31 retweets, 2,800 likes, and like 126 comments. So slightly viral, but just the whole thread of, this whole concept of a sundown town, right? They love it. Like literally, people will go to war for the fact that there are sundown towns, right? They will literally tell you, like she said, Springfield, Illinois, right? Springfield, Illinois is 20% Black people. Are they allowed on the streets after dark? They will and they say this as if no one else lives there, and there are. So this ended up in this tweet, it goes a bunch of different spaces, but there are people who are from the areas they're calling sundown towns. Like, excuse me? Black people who are from those towns who are saying, what is your problem? Right? Dude, Jay Speed. Maybe I need to call Jay Speed. Jay Speed said, okay, if you know who Jay Speed is, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. I don't have time to go back and explain it. So he said, Simi Valley, California is a sundown town. And I'm just like, oh my God, what are these people's problem? And one woman specifically said, how are there all these sundown towns and nobody's getting sued? That's what I would like to know. This looks like ripe fruit for Ben Crumps and whatnot. They're just not getting paid. The real racism is here with streamers not being treated like they're Donald Trump. This is the oppression. But sundown towns exist and no one's cashing in? I don't think so. Look, I Googled it. I Googled sundown town. As a white man, you wouldn't know if you're in a sundown town or not because you are not the target. What? Oh, God. Anyway, I don't even think they look before they speak, But that's what's got them all so vexed. Oh, so important. So very important. So long as you're not this guy. So long as you're not this man. But a puff of wind, a puff of smoke in a hurricane. That's what these women's departure from this earth was like. And I'm supposed to believe that Black people care about Black people at all. That's what I'm supposed to believe. I'm supposed to believe in community. So I can be this guy. Yeah, I'm not the one to forgive. I'll be at his trial, hoping he dies, pushing for the death penalty. Oh, Sigma, you're in Carlsbad. Salute, brother. Carlsbad is nice, man. I got married in Carlsbad. Carlsbad is real nice. Yeah, Carlsbad is nice. Where did I stop? Where did I leave off? Oh yeah. Here it is. So, they care so much about Black life.
Leader of Metro Police since 2020. That's right. Number 6 in 4. Thank you very much. Paul Humphrey is the 6th leader of Metro Police since 2020. That's right. Number 6 in 4 years. Mayor Craig Greenberg named him interim chief today, but the mayor also said he's not going to be conducting a search to fill the job full time. Our senior reporter, Isaiah Kim Martinez, and senior photojournalist Alyssa Newton were there for the news conference, taking a closer look at the reforms and how the department plans to move forward.
The men and women who work here are really, really good people. They're good-hearted people who signed up to serve. We as a command staff are going to do everything in our power to make them proud to be part of this department.
An 18-year veteran at Louisville Metro Police, now leading the department for the foreseeable future. Interim Chief Paul Humphrey.
We've had too many self-inflicted wounds over the years.
Mayor Craig Greenberg telling us the now former police chief, Jackie Gwen Villaroel, handed in her resignation Tuesday morning.
This is a new day. This is a new day for LMPD. This is a new day for Louisville Metro government.
The decision comes amid waves of new controversy against LMPD. 3 different sexual harassment allegations coming to light within 2 weeks, 2 of them revealed in lawsuits. Now these 3 officers, Major Brian Kuriger, along with husband and wife Lieutenant Jeff Lauder and Major Shannon Lauder, all put on administrative leave pending active investigations.
We're committed to preventing and
Bro, one thing, man. Look, police culture. You take police culture, you add women, you get a whorehouse. The chick that was God, what was that? Who was screwing all those cops in that little small town. Right? That's not abnormal. That is not abnormal. Right? Women don't need to be in the police force if you don't want this to happen. They just don't need to be there. And we're going to get to why I picked Louisville in a moment.
And addressing any sexual harassment within our organization. Culture trumps policy any day. We can change all the policies that we want, but we have to reinforce those through the culture of the department.
People have heard the talk before about changing culture. What can you say to the community directly to convince them that your words will be different this time around?
I think I've been here before, not in the position as chief, but I've been in front of you plenty of times. And I think everyone in this room can trust that what I've said, I've done. I have no problem admitting where I've come up short. And I have no problem putting in work to make sure that things improve.
In Louisville, Isaiah Kim Martinez, WHAS 11 Night Team on your side.
Jacqueline Gwen Villaroel, by the way, was the permanent chief for less than 1 year. She was just named to the position on July 20th, 2023. The mayor says she'll continue to be paid, however, for 4 more months. Gwen Villaroel was making just over $230,000 a year, according to the Metro salary database. Mayor Craig Greenberg says right now, again, there's no search for the next chief because the department needs to focus on completing the consent decree negotiations with the U.S. Department of Justice. Well, there's no search for the next chief.
Four chiefs in 6 years. Or sorry, 6 leaders in 4 years for Louisville. What happened in Louisville? Perchance, what happened that could have precipitated so many changes? I don't know. I have no idea. So this was a city in which murders were simply out of control, right? They would have you believe that, it was just, just a typical town that just, full of racist police officers who just broke in and murdered this woman. So 2019, a year before Breonna Taylor. Oh shoot, wrong link. Where is it? There it is. So it's like a repeated cycle. Louisville's murder toll climbed 14% in 2019. 14%. That's dead people, bro. Those are dead people. Right? And for what we know about homicides, those are mostly black people. Even in Kentucky. Yeah, that's right, True Hype. So all of this dysfunction just leads to more dead black people. But it's weird that the Tariq Nasheeds and the Al Sharptons and the Umar Johnsons never can notice all the dead black people. They're unable to get it in their sights. And what has happened since in Louisville? Right? Why has Louisville seen more homicides than ever this year than ever before? Right? This is 2020, Holmes. The city was a freaking war zone. Now, 2019, it increased by 14%. Data provided by the Louisville Police Department paints a picture of the problem. In the first 9 months of the year, homicides increased by more than 80%. 80%. Right? In the summer, the numbers were even worse. August alone saw a 450% increase from the previous year. You understand this? Louisville was like a war zone. You understand? Louisville is not a big city. Freaking, where is it? Where is it? Sorry. Here we are. So in 2020, Metro reported 173 homicides, while in 2021 saw 188. I think the number was 92. 92. Hold on. Let me see. Population. Oh, shoot. Can't type. So 633,000? 633,000. That is not a lot of people to have 173 murders. That is ridiculous. Like San Diego, I think is 1.3 million, and San Diego will have maybe like 50 murders a year. All right. But Louisville went to 173 and 188. That's from 92. Right? From what we know about statistics, those are dead black people. Where's all the concern, Holmes? Where's all the concern? Where's all the concern in the space for all these dead black people? Oh my God, white supremacy everywhere, but you can't see this? I'm telling you. Black people don't care. If you're black, I can tell you who absolutely positively does not care about you. Black people who are whining about white supremacy every day. They will see you gunned down and they won't care. They won't even notice. And by the way, this was everywhere, right? It's especially bad in Louisville, but this was nationwide. You had um, you had cities breaking crack era levels for homicides without the crack. You understand? And no one cared. They were able to miss it. You know, they was like, oh, you mentioned this, and everybody's like, oh, yeah, I don't know. What about, dude? I mean, look at that, from 92 to 173 to 188. I mean, it's crazy. Listen, what does I say? I don't believe the numbers. I was out in the middle. I don't believe the numbers. I was out in the middle of crack era, and this is 100 times worse. It's not even remotely close. It is worse. You know why it's worse? Because it's more chaotic. I mean, crack at least had reliable incentives, right? Distribution. This is my block. This is my corner. That's your corner. Yada, yada, yada. Right? You weren't in, you know, nice neighborhoods and you had a gangland crack shootout. That didn't happen. You know, now it's social media beef, and, you know, downtown Chicago is getting overrun. You know, the Miracle Mile is getting subsumed, which is wild, because that never would have happened in the crack era. Never. I mean, in Chicago, I mean, the crime was so regulated. You park on one side of the street, car's getting broken into. You park on the other side of the street, your car's just fine. Hell, you can leave it unlocked. No one's going in it, right? Because they knew if they did, the cops are coming through and they're going to make that other neighborhood, it's life's hell, right? All the crack dealers getting busted every day, everywhere, because stay out of this neighborhood. This is just social media beef, you know, which we're going to get into. Speaking of which, let's check in on Baton Rouge. What do you say? Let's check in on Baton Rouge.
10.
People normally think of gangs like LA, Crips, Bloods, MS-13 that are around the country. Baton Rouge doesn't have those.
A gang, in the true sense of the word, has a hierarchy. It's organizational, and it leads up to somebody or something. We never had that. If we had a problem, it was always same level.
What we normally have is what we call street gangs or street groups, crews that are just organized around a neighborhood, around the school, and some are organized around music or a label.
But it wasn't structured. It wasn't like some of the gangs we see in Chicago or New York or on the West Coast.
It's not just simply music or rap music or related to music at all. It's other things. It's drug dealing, it's armed robbery, it's anything you can name up that people want to group together around. It's what it is.
Using that as a structure, we kind of started figuring that there was some other groups that were together, and we started looking at it. It was music driven.
And that's surely not every group of people that name themselves are doing violent activities. It just doesn't happen.
Kids was being laid on our street because somebody stole a lyric or somebody stole a beat or somebody said something that was irresponsible, or because of a threat in the music, or just because I belong to this music background and you belong to this music background.
Louisiana has the highest incarceration rate in
or doing violent activities.
A threat in the music, or just they said something, somebody stole a lyric or somebody stole a beat or somebody said something that was irresponsible, or because of a threat in the music, or just because I belong to this music background and and you belong to this music background.
Louisiana has the highest incarceration rate in the world, which means our prisons are filled with inmates at any given time. In East Baton Rouge Parish, the prison has been falling apart, and some say it may be just a matter of time before it's shut down.
Prison leads to a lack of fathers. Lack of fathers lead to a lack of leadership with the kids. The kids have no leadership, then
They would have you believe this. All right. And you know what? Let me grant that. Let's say it is. Where is that the truth? Where? I mean, there are 40 million black people in America. You think the 70% bastardy rate is because 70% of all black men are in prison?
they have nobody to bring them up, so they're gonna pretty much do what they want to do. And I say that lightly because I ran with some gangs, you know. I say that lightly, but I knew education was the key too.
We really need to get our shit together. We need to stop praising niggas that's going to jail every year for the same stupid shit like it's a rite of passage or like it's a...
Good God, man. I've been listening to this since the 80s, man. Yeah, Pablo, music doesn't affect behavior, remember? I've been listening to this since the 80s. Like, dude, it is 2024. It is not happening. I've been listening to We Gotta Do for too long. What we got to do is cut it off. It's like a cancer, right? You don't try to rehab cancer. You don't try to give cancer a good word. Well, if cancer just knew its history.
Fucking graduation.
They're programmed to believe that to be a successful rap artist, you have to go to prison.
If you go into jail for the same shit over and over, that make you the dumbass. You ain't learned your lesson.
This is what they're being taught. This is what they're being told. This is what they're being showed. And this is what they do.
Now your fucking cousins all see, yeah, man, so-and-so just came home. That nigga done got swole in that bitch. So go to the gym, my nigga. You could get swole at the gym.
Get swole at the gym. Oh, boy. Now, St. George Parish makes a lot more sense now, doesn't it? New St. George makes a lot of sense.
Good evening. Thank you for joining.
Oh, here we go.
Following the shooting death of first on News 2 at 6 o'clock, a dubious record shattered in Baton Rouge.
The city has seen 34 homicides in just the first 3 months of this year, shattering the record of 27 homicides in the first quarter of 2021. Bess Casserly of the investigative unit here with a deep dive into the numbers and what they mean.
Well, Michael, Sylvia, if things continue at this pace, we're well on our way to break the homicide record. But city officials say they are trying everything they can to prevent that.
According to BRPD's database, the first 3 months of 2024 have been the deadliest in Baton Rouge in 25 years. 32 homicides since January 1st surpasses the first quarter of 2021, otherwise known as surpasses the first quarter of 2021, otherwise known.
Bro, look at those numbers. 2020, 21, 20. Oh my God, bro. You gotta be kidding me. You know, but Baton Rouge's population is only 227,000. It's only 227,000. That's like a neighborhood, right? That's like a big neighborhood in a big city. Like Baton Rouge is small. I mean, it is very small.
Known as the year with the most homicides on record. This time last year, that number was less than half of what it is now. And since midnight, the end of the first quarter, there have already been 2 additional homicides. City leaders acutely aware of the problem, giving a press conference about it just last week.
I want the public to know that what we've been experiencing in regards to shootings in our city
have mostly been very personal, highly targeted incidents.
Mayor President Sharon Weston Broome in lockstep with Chief Morse.
Judges have to hold individuals accountable.
Attributing the issue to a nationwide increase in gun violence.
And let's not forget, we've been here before. And just as we have done before, we...
Now, do all the dead black people matter? Do they? Huh?
2024, guess what? In Louisiana, the state Supreme Court there is allowing a largely white community to break apart and separate the city of Baton Rouge to create their own city. This has been a 6-year effort by folks there. On Friday, the Supreme Court granted the formation of the predominantly white city of St. George, which will be separate from Baton Rouge.
Yeah. Can you blame them? I mean, who raise your hand if you want to live in Baton Rouge? Go ahead. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to live in Baton Rouge, or put a 2 if you would rather live in St. George. Whoa, Haramba, you policed there for 3 years? Man, I know you have some stories. I know you have some stories. But look, just letting you know what is really, really important about Baton Rouge. I mean, it's not that black people were killing each other. I mean, the Black Lives Lost, I mean, just grist for the mill, I guess. But look. White people don't want to leave, or white people do want to leave. Oh, it's racism.
The ruling is sparking concerns about segregation. Activist Gary Chambers posted a video talking about this here. He joins us now from Baton Rouge. Gary, glad to have you here. You made clear, Gary, that this was a very organized effort by a handful of people with a lot of money.
And know what's funny? This guy here did another long video. And it was one of SKC streams, right? But he's going off and yada, yada, yada. But 18% of people in this new racist white city are going to be black. Gonna be black. Now, do you think any of the black people that would be living in St. George were interviewed? I mean, just guess. You think Roly Poly was up there wondering, my God, what do you think? You're a black person. What do you think of all these racist whites? You think anything like that happened? So, no. What is important is, this oppression kink, the white man. Dead black people, dead black people, I don't know. I mean, yeah. So no, that is not what's important. Let's see, where is it? Here.
An area called Brookstown, which is known for being the most dangerous area in Baton Rouge itself.
I'm on safe here with you guys. I ain't even lie, bitch. Be honest with you, no. Ain't nobody safe. You gotta have a pole on you, bitch. You gotta build up. Ain't nobody safe. We ain't safe. We just going off. We just going. Like, this is an everyday life. Go down right now. You gotta know how to move. You gotta know how to move. Like, you got to lose that bitch. Why is it so dangerous? What's happened? Make it like this. There's a whole lot of shit going on. A whole lot of gang shit going on. There's a whole lot of other shit going on. Like gangs, really? It's a whole lot of shit going on. Group shit. We having group shit. No gangs shit. This bitch ain't structured like that. A whole lot of man, it's BZG. Yeah. A whole lot of bitch ass niggas be playing both sides. A whole lot of BZG shit going on.
Pay attention to that right there, right? It's not gangs, so it's not structured. It's random.
But there's a whole lot of shit going on too. Yeah, they ain't with all that. Baton Rouge is currently in the top 5 of the murder capital. Oh yeah, right. Right. I ain't gonna lie, that's what's going on out here, bro. That's what's going on out here. It ain't fake, it ain't no, you know what I'm saying? You out here right now. It'll go down right now.
According to BRPD's database, the first 3 months of 2024 have been the deadliest in Baton Rouge in 25 years. 32 homicides.
We lost 2 men. Oh God, this is infinity. When you do lose someone, what goes through your head? Is it a case of maybe I should leave, or is it I feel like I want to get back? Like, what's the feeling that you have at that?
This is culture. This is culture. Yes, they're actively participating in their own eugenics. Yes, we're gonna lose. But guess who keeps it going? The rest of society. The rest of society funds this neighborhood, right? If you're the Community Reinvestment Act, like how the Community Reinvestment Act works is, you basically subsidize projects, right? Real estate projects. It's part of it, right? Is real estate projects in poor Black neighborhoods, basically. The poorest, Blackest part of the city, you draw a circle around it and say, if you are willing to build a strip mall in this area, we will subsidize it. Right? If you're willing to build a $2 million strip mall, we'll give you $250,000. Right? So these neighborhoods actually would not exist, right, if not for this subsidy. Right? The National Affordable Housing Act, right, which incentivizes, low cost housing, right? You build a full apartment of low cost housing, you can get that subsidized at the federal, local, and state level. Like, these ghettos are structurally undergirded with funds from the government. They would not exist if not for this, right? That's the hustle. You know how many agencies in Baton Rouge probably are there to combat crime, right? How many are handing out Section 8? How many are doing Community Reinvestment Act there? Plenty, right? This is big business, and right, it gives the people with the oppression kink, right? They can complain about the system without ever doing anything about it, and ignore it when the system takes Black lives and more Black people are dead.
That stage.
This shit come with it. This shit come with it.
It come with it.
That's instant shit. That's the first thing you think about.
This is mandatory.
You can't question God.
It's mandatory. You're gonna lose soldiers. You're gonna lose people. It's mandatory.
2 months after I got shot in my face, my little brother get killed. He was 13. So this somebody who taught me how to be a big brother. So now I really did. They had just robbed somebody that night, and I'm like, man, y'all come on, we're gonna smoke and chill. He came, we chilled. I'm walking on the back street. I came here. Came through here, me and 2 other people came here. Walking, came this way. They had a car back then, right back there.
Yeah.
Man, I need that clip. We can't socialize all them on the corner. For good.
Came this way. Got here. Then when I got like to right here, they started shooting.
Marley Case love to help people.
Hit the ground. Boom. After I got shot, I stayed on the ground like 5-6 seconds. I heard a voice say, "Get up! Get up!" I got off the ground. Came in the store, ran away.
So how many times have you been shot at this moment?
I was 6 times, got shot 6 times right here.
So was it a case of they just shooting?
I got shot in my side. Right here.
And bro, did they just hop out the car and just start shooting?
They ain't get out the car. They stayed in the car. And after that, they drove out.
How did you get shot in the face? Or what? Out from the car?
Right here. I turned around and I looked. And I got shot in the face. 2 bullets hit me in my face. I got shot in my back and in my leg too.
And then, so you've now been shot, and then what happened next? So
I got up off the ground, 5-6 seconds. I got up. After I'm shot, I got up off the ground. Walked in the store. What's down, brother? All praise be to God, brother. I'm telling my testimony now. Came in the store. My daddy, homeboy, he was standing right here. I'm like, run me to the hospital right quick.
Thank you for joining us.
I'm still speaking. He could see him shot in my face. He just gave me.
Yeah, man. War stories. War stories.
As for our second half.
But again, what's really important? This is what's really important. You know, what white people are doing. Smarty pants. I don't think so.
The Factor Uncensored. The headlines from the national media are eye-grabbing at best. Wealthy white Louisiana residents split from Baton Rouge to form their own city. But is race a real issue at the core of this municipal secession? The 86,000 residents who are forming their own city in St. George, Louisiana say it's about better schools for their children and better city services. Baton Rouge is more than 50% black, and those who are against a split say the city will be hurt by this action to create a new city, which was approved by the Louisiana State Supreme Court last Friday after a 5-year-long battle. And joining us on The Factor Uncensored tonight, we have with us Eugene Collins, who's the former president of the NAACP in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Eugene, you guys have quite a situation there with St. George, the community now breaking off, becoming its own city after the Louisiana Supreme Court approved it. So what do you think this will do to the city of Baton Rouge?
It's confusing, right? When you look at it just on the surface, there's so many unknowns to the city of Baton Rouge. So already what it has done is severely confuse the residents. And the biggest concern that I've seen so far is about where do people send their kids to school, right? Because you have a ton of folks that live in that area that if a new school district is established over the next 2 years, I mean, you got some legacy things. The folks that might went to some of the inner city Baton schools that now maybe have to go to school in St. George, and those families are up in the air. So what it's already caused, in my opinion, is severe.
I don't think those families are up in the air. I haven't heard from them. You know, haven't heard from them. Haven't heard from them. So let's see. I typed in NAACP Baton Rouge murders. All right. So the spikes in killings didn't seem to make the news. Willing to bet. Oh, look. A white guy and a black guy on the ground. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Baton Rouge shootings in NAACP address. Oh, John K. She's a rhino. Should have been a Democrat. All this is 7 years ago. So what happened 7 years ago? Let's see, because this is important, right? What happened since 2020, 2021? Not important in Baton Rouge. Nope.
The individuals involved in his murder took away a man with children who depended upon their daddy on a daily basis. My son is not the youngest. He is the oldest of his siblings. He is 15 years old. He had to watch this as this was put all over the outlets and everything that was possible to be shown. As a parent, one of
there's Trayvon sighting.
the greatest fears is to see your child hurt and knowing there's nothing you can do about it.
It's a horrible thing that happened to him. He didn't deserve that. He didn't deserve that. And I commend the person that finally bought that video up, because had she not bought it up, we would have been blinded. We never would have known what really happened.
What I'm calling for today is that
Head NAACP Baton Rouge. All right, let's see.
the chief law enforcement officer, which is the mayor, to fire the chief of police immediately.
There it is. Died at the hands of the white man.
Demand for the chief to be fired immediately. I demand that he resign if he has the guts.
So what we're asking for, and we have other leaders who have asked for the same thing, is for this investigation to be taken out of the hands of the Baton Rouge Police Department and handed over to Louisiana State Police. The mayor has said that he will not be involved in a cover-up, and the best way to ensure that there is no cover-up is to hand it over to some neutral third party.
Ah, I see. If only this man would have been fortunate enough to have his wife killed by a white man, it might be important to the NAACP. If only.
It looked like you feel me, like he gonna let me die. I cursed him out.
I just want to say thank you for sharing your story, bro. And I hope this message really hits home, bro, and it changes many other people's lives and their thoughts about leading this life, bro. You're living proof, bro, that it's really not worth it.
Hey, man, it's not worth it, bro, at all.
If the ops wanted to call a truce, how would you feel?
I'm gonna tell you like this.
Obviously, hypothetically speaking, if that was the situation.
I'm gonna tell you like this. If they wanted to call a truce, it'll be on some stuff like.
And do you think that's possible?
It'll never be possible. It couldn't be. You know what I'm saying? Because too much blood and shit.
So let me tell you something. Once blood.
Bro, what do you do about this? You know, just as like, what do you do? You know, because you know what? I'm not going to be this guy. I refuse. I absolutely refuse. You know, if Mrs. Friedman was like, oh, it's, you know, Juneteenth down in Miami, we should go look. Nope. No, we're not. We're not. That's not happening. Ain't no way. Because no one cares. You know? No one cares. So yeah, it is the culture. And you know, what other conclusion can you draw other than black people don't care about black people? Right? And what they really care about is an oppression kink in which black lives are only valuable when they meet some political agenda, which is being killed by a white person. I mean, 'cause that's the only thing that makes the news. You know, Louisville can double in murders and not a freaking peep. You know, murder can spiked all across the country in 2020, 2021. Spiked. I mean, you're talking just thousands of excess deaths. Thousands more black people dead. Did you hear about it on the news? Was anybody outraged? But Lord forbid a streamer can't act a fool on camera and be treated respectably. My God. You know, what have we come to in 2024 when a buffoon can't act a buffoon on camera and be treated like he's the CEO of Amex? I mean, when will these injustices ever stop?
My three beautiful babies are left without their mother. Something I never thought would happen. I look forward to us growing old together. Definitely, I didn't see her leaving before me. And now my babies are asking me extremely difficult questions. But I will continue to be honest and open with them because they deserve nothing less than the truth. to the shooters or shooter. Who took God's gift from me and my children. I pray that you do what the Most High righteous God puts on your heart to do.
Hang yourself.
If that happens, I have no choice but to be satisfied with whatever that looks like. Yeah, whatever that looks like. I don't.
You want to open it up for questions?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay. So at this time, we're going to open it up for any questions that you may have.
I don't believe you. I don't believe all these Negroes with the eye of Sauron on white supremacy. But you can't see these black mothers that were stolen from their children. I don't believe you. All you Tariq stands, all you Umarites, and it's, especially the middle-class black people who should know better. I don't believe you. I know you don't care. Like that, I can come to no other logical conclusion that you have a racism kink, right? You have an obsession with it, and that you need to scratch that itch, and that you do not care about black people at all. Oh man, I had this banner on. You don't care. You can't possibly care. And when people like myself act like you're full of shit, know that we already know that you're full of shit. We already know. And your followers that come online and think that they're going to shame people who have worked hard to be where they are in life and have made the necessary sacrifices and made the necessary long-term planning to provide a better future for themselves and their children and their children's children. I make no apologies. So stop lying to yourself. And to these families, they have my heartfelt condolences. And that is all. Tip your waitress on the way out.